All right, and welcome to segment number 10 in our course in time, where you're learning and are mastering a whole new competency for how time works for you and your success. We're finally on the ninth principle of our nine essential principles for time mastery. And this is a really big one. This is a powerful one. This segment may be a little longer than average as compared to others. Basically, we are honoring the very important law that time expands when it's honored. And here's our ninth principle. It's advance. Either it's green and growing or ripe and rotting. Now, what I mean by that is everything we do with our time is either advancing toward the goals that we've set out as our ambition, or it's the time that we're using is eroding from achievement of those goals. And we've talked also about that there's quite an array of goals and important things in your life, isn't there? Remember the 4 domains of success and fulfillment. That segment was packed with insight into all the different things that are either green and growing or ripe and rotting. You see, we want to be making sure that everything is moving up in our lives or out. Either it's adding value or it's being discarded. It's either moving forward or it's moving in reverse. Now, I want to give you some really important insight here. This is from studies in business and in how people achieve their goals to their optimum. So on the left, we're going to talk about the different categories of prospects that you have in your business. Obviously, you wouldn't be absorbing this course in time if you didn't have a goal to grow your business. If you're going to grow your business, you need to be talking to new people about your business. But let me break it to you. There are only 3% of people that become aware of your business that are actually ready to buy. There's going to be another 12% that will buy soon, but haven't made up their mind that they are going to get something done right now. They're sort of weighing their options, considering you and others to do business with, perhaps, and maybe even considering other things to invest in to help whatever their lot in life is. But then that leaves 85% of everyone that knows about you and your business are not ready to buy right away and not ready to buy in the reasonable future. They're sort of wandering around in the marketplace looking for good ideas and solutions to help them solve problems in their lives and their businesses, but they haven't really zeroed in on what they're going to do about it. You should be spending 80% of your time on that 15%. The people that are ready to buy and know it, people that are sooner or later going to make a decision to buy in the near future, and 20% of your time nurturing the 85%ers. Now, believe me, you have plenty of time for all of this if it's planned as we've been describing. And you don't have time for considering anybody that doesn't fall into one of these 3 categories here, so they are either up or out. Now, if we take a look at the category of activities, goal-achieving activities that we might apply ourselves to, well, best practices based on a lot of studies here, about 1/3 of our time should be focused on goal-achieving activities to the degree that we can assign and allocate time for that. Another 1/3 should be focused on taking care of you, taking care of what's important to you. And go back for as a reference in the segment where we talked about the goose and the segment where we talked about the 4 domains of success and fulfillment. About 1/3 of your time should be spent on taking care of you. This would be fitness, family, connection, influence, and impact. So that you feel like that you're making a difference in life. And some of that might cross over into some of the goal-achieving activities that you're spending time on, and that's fine. So combined, we've got 2/3 of our time spent on goals and the goose, that's you. And finally, about 1/3 of your time in a given day or a week or a year for that matter, should be spent in recovery. That is, all the things that we spend with the 2/3 of our time is going to take energy, is going to take something out of us. And if we don't take time to recover, then we will find ourselves in deficit. So it's very important that we consider anything that isn't contributing to one of the three categories of prospects and one of the three categories of activities. It's moving up or it's moving out. All right, so the homework for this principle is to first assess and allocate your prospects according to the three categories that I described just a moment ago. Assess who you are focused on as prospects and allocate time appropriately with regards to those that deserve the most attention for the time for this particular moment because they're ready to make a decision. And then have a purpose nurturing process follow-up campaign with those that are not ready to buy, not ready to do business with you. Next, we want to take a look at both the time that we've spent with prospects and in the different categories and the way that we've allocated time for other activities, goal achieving activities, as well as taking care of the goose and recovery. Review last week and see how your time broke out. Did it break out to be a third, a third, a third? Are you lopsided in some way? Are you not taking good care of things outside of business? Are you not taking good care of making sure that you're recovering? And then I want you to do a tracking, a track this coming week. Get to your idea pad or whatever it is that you're using to keep ideas, and just keep a very simple tracking. Or during your planning time at the end of each day, maybe you capture how time was actually used and put that in your notebook or wherever you're keeping that kind of thing. And we want to look at last week, the coming week ahead, and then finally adjust and negotiate as necessary. We're using the principle of negotiation, the principle of control, the principle of choice, and we're essentially creating a whole new pathway for advance. I'll tell you, if you do this homework diligently, you will be amazed at how all of a sudden it seems like indeed you have more hours in a day. So folks, we've gone through a fast and furious process here of working through this time mastery framework. We've discussed 3 laws. We've gone through 9 principles. Let's do a very quick review in summary. So the 3 critical laws for time mastery are, number 1, time makes room for what we choose. And yes, we can choose our mindset. We can choose our how we take care of ourselves, the goose, and we can choose the goals that we're focused on and how much time and attention we give them. The second law is that time loves structure. Because time is structured, time loves it when we have very specific and simple tools that we use on a regular and rigorous basis. When we plan using those tools on a consistent routine, and when we identify the people in our lives that are most important for us to spend time on, and we structure our time around that. So that's a very powerful law that has a lot of important principles driving it. And then finally, law number 3, time expands if it's honored. This isn't something that we like to admit, but there is so much of our lives to this point in time, and if you just really think about it, where you didn't really honor time. You didn't respect it. You didn't celebrate it. You didn't acknowledge it as the precious resource that it really is. And so we walked through the principle of negotiation, control, and advance that all honors that law. So here in summary, the 9 essential principles for time mastery. Number 1, mindset shapes your relationship with time. 2, if you don't take care of the goose, well, it ain't laying golden eggs. Number 3, goal achievement requires time agreement. Principle number 4, simple, singular tools equal velocity. 5th, failing to plan is planning to fail. Principle number 6, You don't live alone on an island. Number 7, more is not better, better is better. And principle number 8 is control governs achievement. On the way to number 9, it's either green and growing or ripe and rotting. So folks, I hope this has been a powerful and enlightening series of segments for you. I hope that you took notes feverishly, that you did all of the homework. And if for any reason you feel like you compromised or short-circuited your ability to develop a new competency in time mastery, well, I strongly recommend that you go back and re-listen to these segments and put it to work. Once you have mastered this, once you started to put these principles in motion for yourself, it'll be very easy for you to teach important people around you so that you have not only your own new competency, but an army of people around you that are striving, driving, and thriving for new success.